3 generations of the same family from ages 27 to 78 are all going under the knife. And they're telling the ladies why they're all getting plastic surgery at the same time. All that and more, next on The View.
Sevinor, her 2 daughters, Rita Whelan and Joanne Termini, and Joanne's 2 daughters, Erika and Danielle. They are taking family togetherness to the extreme because they're all getting cosmetic surgery in the same week. And the man who is going to do it all for them is Boston plastic surgeon Sheldon J. Sevinor. Welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining us. About you not so long ago on the show because you took an older woman. How old was she? 80 years old?
80 years old.
And you gave her, I think, a facelift and something with the breast as well?
Eyelid, chemical peel, facelift. Chemical peel.
And that's her.
Look at the pretty.
Yeah, breast implants as well.
Yeah, we did it for Good Morning America.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's fairly controversial, but I would think that this would be very rare, that a whole family comes into you and says, hey, we'd like to have surgery?
It actually isn't. Over the last 27 years, I've seen an increased trend in my practice in both Boston and Miami of patients, couples, husbands and wives that come in for cosmetic surgery together. And from that, the newest trend is actually families that want to have cosmetic surgery together. What usually happens is one family member, in this case it was Rita, decides to have cosmetic surgery, has a very good experience, a positive experience, and it gives the other family members the encouragement to do something that's bothered them for years.
Well, Joanne, why don't you explain how this all happened, that the family would decide we're going to go do this as a group?
Yeah.
Well, we're close, and we support one another, and I have a lot of faith and confidence in Dr. Sevinor. He did a nurse of mine about 25 years ago. She had a facelift, and then he did 2 procedures on Rita and 1 on my mom.
And your mom, so you figured, why not?
And my youngest daughter had a breast reduction, and she was very pleased.
Do you get, like, family discounts for this? Or is there Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen to each one of you. We're going to meet the rest of the family and discuss the surgeries. And we're going to start with the matriarch, Grace Sevinor. Grace, you're 78 years old. You've already had some work done by the doctor. And are you at all nervous to go under the knife again?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm really excited about the whole thing, and it's time for me to do it.
Well, what did she have done before, Doctor?
Before,
what's going to happen
Grace
now?
didn't like the loose skin and fat on her arms, so what I did was called an arm lift. And I did that about 2 years ago, and you can see the before and after picture. And now what I'm going to do on Grace is a facelift, a neck lift, and I'm going to be doing a chemical peel for her eyes and around her forehead and around her mouth. And I'm going to make her lips improved with Restylane, a great new product that's out there. And I want to get rid of the jowls, the loose skin in the neck, the wrinkles around the mouth, and especially around the forehead.
You're going to look younger than your daughter. It's 78 years old. Isn't that a little risky?
Well,
you heard about Olivia Goldsmith, with that
exactly.
and then just
this all relates to what I call down aging. We're reinterpreting in today's society what it means to get older. Older is better. We're changing the hallmarks of aging. When you're 40, it's more like 30. When you're 50, it's more like 40. When you're 65, you're considered young today. It's like the second half of your life. And the most important thing is the patient be healthy. I'm from the old school. I believe the safest place is a hospital.
Yeah.
And I handpick my anesthesiologist. I want someone who I would want to give me anesthesia and give my family anesthesia. And I do an extensive medical workup.
Before you do anything.
Before I do anything.
Okay, let's move on to Grace's 2 daughters, Rita and Joanne. Rita, you're 58 years old, and you've had some work done already. You had a chemical peel, right? And what else?
I had a chemical peel.
And the liposuction?
Liposuction. Look at me. I went from a size 12 to a 6. Without diet.
Wow. No diet. Where was that? They just sucked it out.
I did that about 4 years ago, and I want to say that liposuction is not a quick fix.
So what do you need to do to her now?
She's perfect.
What I'm going to do is Rita doesn't like the loose skin of the jowls in the neck area. And what I'm going to do is a facelift and a neck lift, and I'm going to give her enhanced lips with Restylane a new product that's out in the market now, and just give her the ability at her age to look the best that we can.
There's no threat of addiction to this particular. I mean, she's going. You know, you don't know what they're going to do next.
Well, the thing is,
toe fixtures, everything.
There's a great deal of psychology in plastic surgery. A patient must realize we deal with improvement, not perfection. And if a patient's realistic as to expectations, they're a good candidate.
Yeah.
But you just don't operate on everyone that comes in your office. You've got to be very selective. These women are realistic.
Well, Joanne, you're a virgin to all of this. This will be your first time. What do you want to have? What are you going to have done and want?
I'm having for years. My stomach. I've had this problem.
Oh, come on.
Honestly, I've done it.
No.
It just doesn't work.
Tell her as a young girl that, it's going to go away. It's only baby fat.
So this is Joanne. This is actually Joanne.
This is a front view of Joanne's stomach. And you got to remember that I said this isn't a quick fix. I wouldn't do this on Joanne until she made a commitment to me after I did the liposuction for her abdomen and her hips that's coming up, that she make a very strong commitment to me that she's going to diet and exercise. And to me, that's key.
Well, why can't you just do that to begin with? I mean,
because there's so many people. This is hereditary. Look at Rita. She was a size 12, went to 6. These 3 women are having the same procedures done that Rita basically had. There are certain areas, no matter how much you diet and exercise, that are resistant to losing the weight.
Okay. Now we have Joanne's 2 daughters, Erika and Danielle. Erika is 29 years old, scheduled to have 2 major procedures done. What are those?
Well, when Erika came to me, she was bothered after pregnancy with the droopiness and the sagginess of her breast, and then her nipple was pointing downward. So we're doing a mastopexy, which is a breast uplift, and she wants more contour to her breast. And also, in addition to that, we're going to be doing liposuction of her abdomen and her hips.
Now, is that necessary? I'm looking at her body.
She's a young girl. Does this have anything to do with the Sports Illustrated magazine? Does it? Come on, tell me.
You brought it up.
But I mean, you're only 29. So what if your nipples are hanging? You got the baby? Really? So what?
They're pointing downward.
I know. No problem. But, you know, I mean...
We're all headed to Venezuela.
Yeah, we're all headed to Venezuela. But, I mean, did your husband really care if you have turkey boobs?
I don't have a husband.
All right.
Finally, 27-year-old Danielle is also you're having liposuction of the abdomen again, right, and the hips. Now, you have not had children yet. Is there any risk to her in having this procedure?
No, liposuction is removing debulking fat. It isn't like a tummy tuck where we're removing skin, and I would suggest waiting till you've had your children for a tummy tuck, but not liposuction.
But this girl, Danielle, you're only 27 years old, and looking at those pictures, you can diet and exercise with that.
I do. I do cardio kickboxing. I walk like 3 miles a day.
Yeah. Are you cutting back on calories? Are you doing that?
I try, yeah.
Well, that's
definitely. I mean, I eat
But
good.
there's nothing abnormal about your body. That's what I'm...
And I think sometimes as hard as you work out, there's certain areas you're just not going to lose.
Yeah, but this is crazy for you, I think. That's one thing for your mother here, but I mean for you, because I saw those pictures.
I don't want to wait. But now.
Yeah. I love my mother, but I don't want to wait till, I'm 50. Yeah, I like
what you have to remember is it's a different degree of liposuction in these 2 young women compared to their mom. You know, we're just doing some liposculpture, which is minimal in the younger women, and Joanne is having major liposuction.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
When do you plan to do this? I mean,
we're doing it in March. I'm going to do the surgery over 4 consecutive days, and they should be ready probably after about 12 weeks to see the results.
So when could we have them back then, in theory? June?
12 weeks after the surgery.
12 weeks after the surgery. Okay, end of May.
Nobody's scared of the anesthesia. You're not scared. I'm projecting my own fear of this whole thing.
And you want to know something?
Yeah.
Plastic surgery isn't for everybody. It's not the answer to all of life's problems. It's not a panacea. But for someone highly motivated, realistic as to expectations, at least you can learn about the
Have you ever had it done on yourself?
No, but when I need it, I will.
How much is the final price tag for these ladies?
I made it affordable for them, and generally it ranges, these procedures can range throughout the country from $5,000 to $30,000.
Oh my gosh, okay. I'll keep mine heading south. Thank you, Dr. Sevinor, and to Grace, Rita, Joanne. I like your stuff. It's warm. Erika and Danielle. We'll be right back. Well, Joy, you can relax because from grandma to granddaughters, the family who made plastic surgery a family affair are all A-OK. And we're checking out the results today with all of them and their doctor, Boston plastic surgeon Sheldon Sevinor. Welcome back, Doctor.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Okay, let's get going. We're going to start with 53-year-old Joanne, who was the first to go under the knife. Joanne told us she was planning on having liposuction on her abdomen, an area that had always been a problem for her no matter how much she dieted and exercised. I want to explain what you did to her, and I want to remind the audience and let them know that the video they're about to see is very graphic.
Well, I did all the operations in a hospital, which I think is the safest place for plastic surgery, actually at the Union Hospital outside of Boston in Lynn, Massachusetts. And I did Joanne's abdomen, liposuction of her abdomen, her hips, and her back. This is called large volume liposuction, and I've been doing it 24 years. And I studied it with Dr. Lewis in Paris in 1981. Little did I think in 2004 this would be the most popular operation in plastic surgery today. But it's important to realize that this is large volume and needs to be done by a doctor experienced in a safe environment, and the patient needs an extensive medical workup.
Is that fat in it?
Yes, this is 11 liters of fat that I removed.
Oh, my God.
Can't you donate that to some anorexic?
I wish I could, but I can't.
Okay, it has been 6 months since the surgery, so let's take a look at Joanne now and see what she looks like.
You have a waistline now, Joanne. Have you been exercising?
I have. Yes, I have. Diet, exercise.
That's part of it, isn't it? But
Absolutely. I told her this is not a quick fix. This is just a head start, and she's actually lost 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
And she went from 18 to size 12.
Yes, very good. You look very good.
Terrible. That will not grow back in that spot again. Is that how this works?
No, but this isn't a quick fix. It doesn't allow you to eat for the rest of your life and just gain weight.
Right. Then you'll get big fat
Exactly.
She made a commitment to diet and exercise, which she's done.
And you look fantastic. You really do.
Thank you so much.
Next we have Joanne's two daughters, Erika and Danielle, who had surgery just a few days after their mother. 30-year-old Erika told us she was going to have liposuction on her abdomen and hips, as well as a breast lift. And her 28-year-old sister Danielle was also planning on having liposuction of her abdomen and hips. And at the time, Doctor, we were concerned because of their age. We thought they're awfully young to be going into these procedures.
Well, remember, there's a difference in all types of liposuction. Joanne, I did large volume, major liposuction. They had moderate liposuction. They both had a predisposition to localized areas of fat of the abdomen and hips, and no matter how much they dieted and exercised, they couldn't remove it.
Really?
So all I did was help.
So
people don't realize what genetics plays in someone's body type. And so I did liposuction on her abdomen, you can see her abdomen there, and liposuction of her hips to give her waistline, and I also on Erika did a breast uplift because after having children she had sagginess of the breast. This shows 5 liters of fat I removed. And on Danielle, she also had a predisposition to localized areas of fat in the abdomen and the hips, and I did liposuction, and for the first time, and Danielle, here's the before picture, she had no waist. And so all I did was liposuction of the abdomen and the hip area to contour her and give her a better contouring to her waist. And for the first time, she's had a waistline, and she's dropped 2 sizes and lost 10 pounds.
Well, let's see Erika and Danielle now. Come on out, ladies. And obviously you feel great. Recovery easy for both of you? Yeah?
It was worth it?
Oh my God, I would do it over again in a heartbeat.
It didn't hurt or anything?
No, I mean, it hurt me, like, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know,
but you were staying with the mom at the same time recovering, both of you? And what was that like? Because she's under recovery at the same time that you are.
but my dad was home and my little sister was there, so we'd all kind of, she'd rest, I'd get up, because we had my 5-year-old, my daughter was there too.
How long after the sectioning, whatever you do, liposuction, can you actually work out and do your thing?
She went back to work in what, 2 days?
2 days.
2 days she was back to work, and you were working out within 3 weeks, right?
Yes. You recommended people move that quickly?
It depends on the individual. Of course, Joanne was large volume, major liposuction. This was not as major. And everybody has a different healing rate and different pain patterns.
All right. Well, it wouldn't be you guys for sure. The next family member to go under the knife was Erika and Danielle's aunt. Rita Whelan told us that she was looking forward to having a face and a neck lift. She had already had an upper eyelid lift as well as liposuction on her lower body, so we thought Rita was a little obsessed with plastic surgery. Actually, that was the impression we had, that she's one of those people that maybe you want to say, whoa, you're still young, you don't need all
of that. Well, that deals with the psychology. Every good plastic surgeon is a great psychologist because people have to have it done for realistic expectations. Rita's gone through a lot in her life. She was a widow. She lost her husband. He had cancer. Rita looked much older than she felt. And 5 years ago, I did liposuction. She went from a size 12 to size 6. This time I did a facelift, a neck lift, and I did liposuction of her hips. The key to a great facelift is when a person looks natural, when they don't look like someone else, but instead a better version of themselves.
When you can't tie their chin over their
No,
head.
there are so many people around the country that look like they have tight teeth.
Oh, absolutely.
But look next and unrealistic.
Right.
Okay, well, let's see Rita now. Rita, come on out. Very happy. You look great.
Extremely happy.
And how, can you move your face?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that difference is dramatic. That is a dramatic difference. And what about the recovery for you too, Rita?
It was a fabulous recovery. I have no complaints, no pain.
Really?
It was great, really. I would do it again if I had to.
Well, if you had another face.
Would you recommend, doctor, that this is enough now?
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't need anything else.
Yeah.
And she's 59. In both my Boston and Miami offices, I found that's the best time to have a facelift because it's when you show the signs of aging. And the younger you are that you have a facelift, the longer it lasts. But she's natural looking. She doesn't look pulled. She doesn't look fake. And she's, she looks like herself.
But aren't some of those disaster area faces because people have too many facelifts?
Absolutely.
Okay,
There's a limit. There is a definite limit.
So you should start as late as possible, it seems to me.
No, because it lasts longer if you start younger. And why should someone wait till Grace is 79? Not young. But you saw the before and after pictures. At 59, Rita had a lot of loose
skin. So that's
what
you mean by young? 59?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Finally, we have the matriarch of the family, 78-year-old Grace Sevinor, who went in for surgery one day after her daughter Rita. Grace had told us she was ready to have a face and a neck lift as well as a partial chemical peel.
How about breast implants?
You did that story when I was out with the 80-year-old woman at Good Morning America. But Grace didn't need breast implants. Grace looked very tired for her age, but she has tremendous vitality for a 79-year-old. I did a facelift, a neck lift, and a partial chemical peel. She exemplifies in today's society what I call down aging. At 79, she can still feel young. It's like 65 is the second half of our life. Of course, I would only operate on someone at 79 that was healthy. And she had a great, this shows you how smooth the neck is. You see a lot of people in the United States with tight cheeks but loose necks, and this is the chemical peel, the best kept secret, I think, for wrinkles in the United States, because I've never repeated one in 27 years of practice.
You just pull up the neck?
I did a full face neck lift and partial peel, chemical peel for the deep wrinkles around the mouth.
Okay, let's take a look. Come on out. Grace is going to say it was worth it too. You had no reservations before you went under? None.
But there are risks, doctor. A lot of people out there are saying, gee, this is a piece of cake. If I only had the cash, I'd do it. But what about some people who die on the table and it's a bad thing?
Thank God in 27 years I've never lost anyone. But
this is not about you, doctor.
No, I understand that. But the fact is that we think about it every day and there are complications. And every good plastic surgeon has to go over every risk in detail and show people that there are truly risks and complications, but thank God they're very rare.
So what's next for this family, Grace, as the matron?
You're doing wonderful things with
That's going too far. That's going too far.
Well, you all look great. You did a wonderful job, doctor.
Thank you so much.
It all worked out.
Thank you. Good.
Absolutely. Our thanks to all 5 ladies and to Dr. Sheldon Sevinor. We'll be right back.
Yes.